Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for another video. It is your guy Crypto Glenn. I appreciate you for joining me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with me right now, and I greatly appreciate it. We've got a few things to talk about. It's a really good day, really nice summer evening. A lot of good news going on today. We've got Bitcoin that's finally decided to wake up a little bit. Currently we're sitting at $10,406.63. Great news coming out of Bakkt saying that they've been cleared to launch Bitcoin futures next month. I believe that date is September 23rd. Let's go ahead and just get right into it. So the Intercontinental Exchange, and if you don't know who they are the parent company to the New York Stock Exchange. Their subsidiary Bakkt announced Friday that it's acquired its trust charter, which is going to enable them to be able to start the Bitcoin futures trading next month, September 2019. Now, just a few days ago, this price right here in Bitcoin was like 9,008. I think we wicked down all the way to 9,400. Excuse me. And since then, we've crept back up to, 10,420 or so dollars. So really, I mean, a nice little $1,000 jump, give or take. So this is great news because I know a lot of people, you, myself, a lot of other crypto YouTubers have been waiting so long to get this information. And we kind of felt that this information being granted and being publicized was going to mean that, hey, we might see a nice little lift in the market. And for all intents and purposes, it looks like that could, in fact, be the case. The market's reacting very nicely. Ethereum's currently at 185. I know a lot of people were saying that it needed to maintain 200. Same thing for Litecoin, it needs to maintain 100. We're about 15 or so dollars, 20 or so dollars away from those key supported levels. So we'll keep an eye out and see how those play out. I gotta admit though, this Litecoin halving, I'm not really impressed. I was amongst the few people who were expecting somewhat of a significant price action to take place right around the halving, and it hasn't happened. Taking a look here at XRP, I personally cannot believe it's down to 26 cents. Personally, I'm not a follower of XRP. I'm not a believer in XRP, but I had tweeted literally just the other day that if you were a huge fan of XRP, you might want to be buying this dip because this is right back in the range where you could get 4 for $1, but it's not financial advice. I'm just saying if I were, a huge fan of XRP, I might be buying back into it. So that's cool. Yeah, but going back here to this news, it looks like the Bitcoin futures contracts are actually going to be settled, I believe, in real Bitcoin. They're going to be settled with real Bitcoin. And again, I believe the tentative start date is September 23rd. The approval granted by the New York State Department of Finance basically allow Bakkt to create their trust company, a qualified custodian. The Bakkt warehouse will custody Bitcoin of physically delivered futures contracts. I like this because personally I think this does a lot for the speculation, because when it's cash settled, before we kind of valued cash more than we did Bitcoin, and people really didn't care because they were going to be able to settle in cash. But now the Bitcoin, because you actually have to settle in Bitcoin, personally, I feel it's going to do a great deal to dissuade the speculation almost, because if you don't really believe in it, then at the end of the day, you're not really going to want to hold the Bitcoin. So this is, if you believe in Bitcoin, if you believe in crypto, this really is a futures contract for you. Because if you see the value in Bitcoin, then you're not going to mind holding it once these contracts expire. Personally, in my heart of hearts, we've seen 13,000 as the last recent high, maybe like a month and a half ago at this point. What is it? August 16th. We've seen 13,000 and some change. I wouldn't be surprised if this took us well into the 15K mark. And I don't mean for that to be conjecture. I don't mean for that to be, sensationalism. I mean, I genuinely feel that having to take physical possession of a Bitcoin from these contracts is what's going to kind of get us over the top here. So we may have seen the last of 9,000 for a very long time, if not forever. going on here in a blog post Friday, Bakkt CEO Kelly, I'm not even going to pronounce her last name, I don't want to butcher it, basically said our contracts have already been received, greenlit from the CFTC. Through the self-certification process, a user acceptance testing has begun. So they're actually kind of already doing this behind in the background. So maybe that has a little bit to do with the pricing, the bumper price that we're seeing. Sorry about that. She went on to add, uniquely backed Bitcoin futures contracts will not rely upon unregulated spot markets for settlement prices, thus serving as a transparent price discovery mechanism for a benchmark for Bitcoin. The importance of this differentiator is only amplified by reposts of significant manipulative spot markets. I agree. And other concerns such as inconsistent anti-money laundering policies and weak compliance controls. So basically what's being said here is they're not going to rely on some of the same spot metrics that these exchanges use to figure out what the price of Bitcoin is at any given point in time if you or I check it. I like what they're going to say down here at the long row. Basically it says the New York Stock Exchange sister firm initially intended to have the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, or the CFTC, approve its proposed contracts, and announced in December 2018 a launch date when ICE first unveiled the company. Now, if you've been keeping up with this story for a long time, you know they had a tentative start date of early 2019, then that got postponed, mid 2019, then that got postponed, and so here we are, I believe the third or the fourth time is a charm. We're set to be released September 23rd, 2019. And I really hope this does for the market what a lot of people are hoping that it does in terms of bringing us up into a new era. Because, you know, if you've been here since 2017, you've been here since 2016, you know, you've taken it pretty hard in the chin. So hopefully this gets us to where we want to be. That's really it for this article. I want to talk about something now that I had seen here, and that's this XRP. We don't really have any, brand new XRP news. In fact, I haven't really been making videos because there hasn't really been anything significant to report on. I mean, XRP went from about 34, 37 cents down to 25 earlier this week. And a lot of people have kind of put XRP in the same category with Link. And if you've been following any of my tweets, you can always do that at CryptoGlenn on Twitter. But I told people around 30,000 Satoshis that they should probably sell. There's just something I didn't trust about it. I mean, I'll be honest, guys. When you look at who are going to be the strongest performers in this market, a lot of them are going to be the coins that have been around for a handful of years now and that are in the top 20. Now, I understand Link is, in fact, in the top 20, but, you know, the fact that this story just came out that they're dumping on their investors, the price is now down to, you know, what? Yeah, we can look that up here. Give me a second. $2.33. I told people to sell this thing when it was about $3 and some change. People, I mean, you can go back and just look on Twitter what people said. Oh my gosh, he's crazy. What a little retard. Oh, you must have missed out on the boat. You must be, you know, heard about it. I'm just like, no. I mean, it's not Bitcoin. It's not, hell, it's not even Ethereum. A lot of these coins that people are investing in are just simply not going to make it. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I don't know how many times any other YouTubers who are on the subject matter have to say it. If it's not Bitcoin, if it's not Litecoin, if it's not Ethereum, if it's not XRP, and like it hurts me to even have to put XRP in this category, be clear, a lot of these coins are not going to make it. Okay. We all know that the price of XRP is being suppressed so that banks, they can get in, they can buy it, and they can use it for what they need to use it for. I will say this, with the news of Bakkt getting ready to come online next month in September, in order for XRP to ensure its survivability, this price has to go up, and it has to go up by a lot. And maybe it will, we don't know. I can tell you this, if you're a fan of XRP and you've been dollar cost averaging, you're probably happy to see this 26 cent mark. Because for a long time, we were thinking that we were never going to see this again, and here it is. I can also say this, if what we suspect to be true is in fact confirmed, and the price of XRP is being suppressed, when the price of XRP finally reaches its what we'll call natural equilibrium, or whatever it is you want to call it, and this shoots back up to like $1.12, $3 or whatever. If it gets to $3, I'm going to be mad because I didn't buy it. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to be pretty pissed. But everybody who's buying in at these low levels, they're going to be sitting pretty. They're going to be sitting pretty. So for anyone who tweets me or they want to know what coins I'm looking at, like, it's not Apollo coin. It's not Polymath, even though I at one point in time held Polymath in extreme high regard. I still think security tokens can be, you know, somewhat of a big deal. I think the ability to, how can I word this? To add liquidity to any hard asset is very, very impressive. Personally, I don't know why the security token market has taken as long as it has to come online, but I really thought Polymath was going to be the one to kind of usher in that new era. And I mean, it just doesn't look like it's happening. Okay. But yeah, I mean, that's really it for right now, guys. I just want to talk about the news that we have on Bakkt. They're getting ready to come online. So many of us have been waiting for this for so long to see how exactly this is going to play out in the market. Again, I truly, 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 truly hope it has the opposite effect that the CBOE market had when they released their futures contracts. That's going to do it for me, guys. Until then, till the next one, I will see you guys later. Peace.